Biden bows out Texas Democrats' search for new direction. The political landscape shifted dramatically this week. Joe Biden, the Democratic frontrunner, shocked the nation. He announced his withdrawal from the presidential race. This unexpected move left a void in the party. Texas Democrats, like their counterparts across the country, were left reeling. The upcoming national convention now holds even greater significance. It's where the party must unify behind a new nominee. Texas, a traditionally Republican stronghold, has been inching closer to becoming a battleground state. Biden's departure has added another layer of complexity. The Democrats' path to victory in 2024 just became even more challenging. With the stakes so high, the pressure is on to find a candidate who can inspire voters. They need someone who can present a real alternative to the current administration. The race for the White House is now wide open. Texas Democrats have a crucial decision to make. Their choice will have implications not only for the state, but for the nation as a whole. The weeks leading up to the convention will be critical. This is where alliances will be formed and strategies debated. The future of the Democratic Party hangs in the balance. Kamala's Texas takeover early support emerges. In the wake of Biden's exit, Kamala Harris has emerged as a leading contender. Many Texas Democrats see her as a formidable candidate. She has a strong track record as a senator and former Attorney General of California. Her ability to connect with voters, particularly women and minorities, is seen as a significant asset. Several prominent Texas Democrats have already thrown their support behind Harris. Their endorsements carry weight. They reflect a growing belief in her ability to lead the party to victory. Representative Joaquin Castro, a rising star in the Democratic Party, praised Harris's intellect and experience. He said, "Senator Harris is a fighter. She has the experience and the vision to be an exceptional president." Congresswoman Veronica Escobar, a vocal advocate for progressive values, also expressed her support for Harris. She highlighted Harris's commitment to social justice and equality. Escobar emphasized that Harris understands the struggles of everyday Americans. She believes Harris will fight for policies that benefit working families. A divided front, not all Democrats ready to commit. Despite the early momentum behind Harris, the race for the Democratic nomination is far from over. Not all Texas Democrats are ready to unite behind a single candidate. Some are calling for a more cautious approach. They want an open convention where all options can be fully considered. Representative Lloyd Doggett, a respected voice in the Texas delegation, urged caution. He stressed the importance of a thorough and deliberative process. Doggett stated, "We must have an open discussion about the best path forward. The stakes are too high to rush into a decision." The calls for an open convention reflect the diversity of views within the Democratic Party. Some Democrats believe that a fresh face is needed to defeat Trump. They worry that Harris may be too closely associated with the party establishment. This could alienate voters seeking a more radical change. Harris's hurdles. Can she unite the party? Kamala Harris faces both opportunities and challenges as she seeks to solidify her position as the Democratic frontrunner. Her ability to unite a divided party will be crucial to her success. She needs to win over progressives who may be skeptical of her record. She also needs to appeal to moderate voters who are looking for a steady hand. One of the main criticisms leveled against Harris is her handling of criminal justice issues during her time as a prosecutor. Some progressives argue that she was too tough on crime. They believe her policies disproportionately impacted minority communities. Harris has defended her record. She points to her work on criminal justice reform. She maintains that she is committed to creating a fairer and more just system. Another challenge facing Harris is the perception that she lacks authenticity. Some voters find her to be too calculated and scripted. They question whether she is truly passionate about the issues she champions. Harris's campaign team is aware of these concerns. They are working to present a more relatable and down-to-earth image to voters. Section 5. Open convention chaos. A gamble for Democrats? The possibility of a contested or open convention looms large over the Democratic Party. This scenario presents both risks and rewards. An open convention could provide an opportunity to fully vet the candidates. However, it could also lead to a divisive and drawn-out battle that could damage the party's chances in the general election. Some Democrats believe that an open convention is necessary to ensure that the nominee has the broadest possible support. They argue that a coronation of any candidate, even one as popular as Harris, would be a mistake. They believe that a contested convention would energize the base and demonstrate the party's commitment to democracy. Others fear that an open convention would be a disaster. They worry that it would expose deep divisions within the party. It could also give the Republicans ammunition to use against the Democrats in the general election. They argue that the party needs to unite behind a nominee as soon as possible. This way, they can focus on defeating Trump. Section 6. Texas on the brink. Harris faces uphill battle in Lone Star State. While Harris enjoys support among many Texas Democrats, she faces an uphill battle in a state that has long been a Republican stronghold. Texas has not voted for a Democratic presidential candidate since 1976. Flipping the state would be a major victory for Democrats. It could pave the way for a decisive win in the Electoral College. To win Texas, Harris will need to energize the Democratic base. She will also need to persuade moderate and independent voters who are disillusioned with the Trump administration. She will need to address the concerns of rural voters who feel left behind by the Democratic Party. Harris's campaign is aware of the challenges they face in Texas. They are building a robust ground game in the state. They are also working to tailor their message to appeal to a broad range of voters. They are emphasizing Harris's commitment to education, healthcare, and jobs, issues that resonate with Texans across the political spectrum. Section 7. Trump looms large. Can Harris compete in a general election? Trump will be a formidable opponent in the general election. His base of support remains strong. He connects with his supporters on an emotional level. Harris will need to counter Trump's populist appeal. She must convince voters she offers a better vision for the future. Drawing a sharp contrast between her policies and Trump's is crucial. Section 8. Hope and uncertainty. Delegates grapple with a new reality. The mood among Texas Democrats is a mixture of hope and uncertainty. Biden's withdrawal has injected a sense of unpredictability into the race. Delegates are now faced with the daunting task of choosing a new standard-bearer. They are trying to navigate a rapidly changing political landscape. For some delegates, Biden's departure was a crushing disappointment. They saw him as the best hope for defeating Trump. They are now struggling to come to terms with the new reality. They are looking for a candidate who can inspire them. Others are more optimistic. They believe that the party has a deep bench of talented individuals who are capable of leading the country. They see this as an opportunity to rally behind a new generation of leaders. They hope these new leaders can bring fresh ideas and perspectives to the table. Section 9. The power of momentum. Can Harris build a winning coalition? As the race for the Democratic nomination intensifies, one thing is clear: momentum will be key. The candidate who can generate the most excitement and enthusiasm will be in the strongest position to win the nomination. They will also be in a better position to take on Trump in the general election. Kamala Harris has emerged as the early frontrunner. However, she still has a lot of work to do. She needs to consolidate her support within the party. She needs to build a broader coalition that includes independents and disaffected Republicans. Harris will need to articulate a clear and compelling vision for the future. This vision needs to resonate with voters who are looking for change. She needs to convince them that she is the best person to lead the country forward. Section 10. The stakes couldn't be higher. 2024. Election hangs in the balance. The 2024 election will be one of the most consequential in American history. The outcome will determine the direction of the country for years to come. Voters will be faced with a stark choice between two very different visions for the future. On one side is Donald Trump, who represents a continuation of the policies and rhetoric that have defined his presidency. Trump's supporters see him as a strong leader who is not afraid to challenge the status quo. They appreciate his willingness to speak his mind, even if they don't always agree with what he says. On the other side is the Democratic nominee, who will represent a departure from the Trump era. The Democratic nominee will likely campaign on a platform of unity, hope, and change. They will need to convince voters that they offer a better path forward for the country. Section 11. A time for unity, Texas Democrats seek common ground. As the nation prepares for a pivotal election, Texas Democrats are acutely aware of the high stakes. They know that their state could play a decisive role in the outcome. They are determined to learn from the past and present a united front in 2024. The Democratic Party is a big tent party. It encompasses a wide range of views and perspectives. In the wake of Biden's withdrawal, Texas Democrats are engaging in a healthy and necessary debate about the best path forward. They are having conversations about the values and priorities that should guide their choice of a nominee. Despite their differences, Texas Democrats are united by a common goal: defeating Donald Trump and electing a president who will represent all Americans. They understand that the future of the country is at stake. They are ready to fight for the soul of the nation.